mortuary makeup artist's work, making everybody look like they're semi-dead. I don't think the people who make a drama ever thought that much about what they're doing. It really is like a fan fiction of Yanxi Palace, and this time trying to make Wei Yingluo and Fu Heng get together. Hello, you're watching Avenue X, where Zhang Good Storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. 上食 Royal Feast is a 40-episode period drama that's been airing on Mango Television. The drama is directed by Wang Wei and Bai Yunmo, written by the scriptwriter Zhou Mo. This is the same scriptwriter who is credited to the story of Yanxi Palace drama that was really popular a couple of years ago. So although it doesn't have any Yu Zheng attached on the surface, everybody in Chinese drama land knows it is a Yu Zheng drama. This drama is led by Xu Kai, Wu Jingyan, Wang Churan, He Ruixian, Wang Yizhe, Wang Yan, many other people that are pretty much all very familiar to long-time Chinese drama watchers. Also, if you've watched the story of Yanxi Palace drama, this is like its second iteration. At this point, I've watched the first 14 episodes. I'll give it a 1 goldmine / 1 landmine rating on my 7-level scale in the middle, and I think it could go up or go down based on the later episodes. Quick introduction to what the story is about, and then, as usual, good and bad. This is a Ming Dynasty setting, court drama, focusing on the chefs of the inner court. For the early parts of Ming Dynasty, a lot of women were employed as female officials within the court, doing all kinds of jobs. Later, it started to phase out, and it no longer was a thing by the time it was Qing Dynasty. We come across the main female lead character played by Wu Jingyan, who at the beginning of the drama enters the court trying to get a job to be employed as one of the many female chefs in the imperial kitchen, but she has more hidden motives later that will get revealed. Our male lead character is played by Xu Kai, who is at the beginning of the story the crown grandson. At the time, the emperor was Yongle, which is Zhu Di, which is one of the most colorful emperors and quite ambitious and very capable emperor of Ming Dynasty, played by Yu Rongguang. And then the crown prince, who is the father of Xu Kai's role. He was one of those super unlucky crown princes in history who lived most of his life as the crown prince and then died very soon after he got to the throne. Then the throne gets passed to Xu Kai's role, Zhu Zhanji, who is the Xuande emperor of Ming Dynasty and one of the better ones in history. But he then didn't live that long. He got his throne in his 20s and he passed away when he was 36. These are the male important roles in this drama, and obviously as it's led by Wu Jingyan and Xu Kai, you're gonna see the main romantic story of this chef and the crown grandson and then crown prince and then emperor. I don't know how far they're gonna go, whether they're gonna go to the end of the marriage when the emperor dies or even further down. I haven't read the manga, so I don't quite know. That's like the setup of the story. In terms of what the story itself is about, well, it's talking about the two main leads. Now, let's talk about what is good and what is not so good about this drama on the positive end. First, it is a relatively high budget court drama, period drama. As long as you can deal with the color palette of this drama, it looks pretty nice and more refined than most of the period dramas you're gonna come across. Second positive point, since this drama is called 上食 Royal Feast, cooking, food, a lot of that. Great close-up shots. Bad for people who are on diet and then don't watch it middle of the night when you're hungry. Like, bad idea, okay? Third positive point, the Ming Dynasty costume and style of things. Now, I have to say, I'm not sure whether I should put it in positive or negative or middle, neutral, because this drama did some of the costumes really nicely. At least better than all the Ming Dynasty setting dramas I've seen so far. Then it added a lot of things that's very questionable and weird. For example, the red hairband of the young sort of chefs of the kitchen, that's totally not a thing in Chinese history. I feel like that's very Dachang and South Korean. Don't know why they would do that. For example, they have the underskirt of most of the female roles you see in this drama. The thing with that is, during a part of Ming Dynasty, they did use a type of underskirt, but it doesn't look like that. when you wear under your proper big outside skirt, it will give you a very distinctive shape where if you look from the front of this person, it's very wide, but then if you look from the side of the person, it's very flat. And there isn't any reliable actual things that you got out of ancient graves that can prove this type of structure and how it's made. So it's one of the question marks of Ming Dynasty costumes. But no matter what, it wouldn't look like how it looks like in this drama, where every girl is wearing the underskirt that is pushing the skirt up, and it looks very weird. And I can go on and on with like the guy's hat and what kind of decoration on it is wrong for its time. Too many details that are wrong. So for very handful enthusiasts in China and an expert of Ming Dynasty costumes, it looks weird. It's like, yeah, that is right, but that is not right. And you see that happening in one person's attire. Like, this part is right, that part is wrong, that part I don't know where it comes from. So these details kind of tells me that the people who are doing the costume for this drama, they did research, but they actually didn't quite know what they're doing. They tried, but then didn't try hard enough. I still put it on the positive end, but it has a lot of problems. Fourth thing, totally only working on very personal levels of people's preferences, which is if you've loved 延禧攻略's CP of Wei Yingluo and Fu Heng, this is like their second time together, same actors, still in the same palace, although before that time, so they time jumped an entire dynasty earlier into the Ming Dynasty time. There's not gonna be an emperor who cuts in and take the girl away. It's just gonna be Xu Kai and Wu Jingyan. So these are the things I can see on the positive end that would make this drama worth watching for different types of audiences. Then let's talk about what's not so ideal about this drama. First, I don't like the filter, the color grading, the style that they decided to do with Yanxi Palace and somehow got popular and therefore they just resolved to repeating it. Lazy way of doing things. It looks exactly, in terms of the color palette, like Yanxi Palace. Dull color, that just not my thing, okay? And it's too far from history. Part of the really interesting look of Ming Dynasty, particularly early Ming Dynasty color, it's very daring. They use extremely bright and contrasty color and they wear like super red clothing with super green skirt. And that was the thing of the time. That's the aesthetics. Unfortunately, they resolved to the old color filter that makes everybody look 10 years older than who they really are. Honestly, I think it looks like mortuary makeup artist's work, making everybody look like they're semi-dead. So the look of it, the color, the makeup is just not my thing. And I put it on the negative end, but you know, if it happens to be something you like, totally fine. Second point, a full dubbing onslaught. Apart from a few older actors who use their own voice, female lead, male lead, most of the other people. And it's all done by super familiar voices. Male lead, done by Wei Chao, female lead done by Qiu Qiu. That's Jiu Rui from Nirvana in Fire, and then Ni Huang from the drama too. So yeah, imagine these two fall in love. Nobody has actually ever heard of Xu Kai's real voice in any dramas he has ever been in. I don't think that works in any other countries apart from China. Haha. Well, what can you do? Interesting time. Third point, I'm not happy with the two leads acting. That's it. In my opinion, they never have convinced me that they're proper actors in any way. I do have to say Xu Kai does look very good in Ming Dynasty costumes. And he's definitely thinner in this drama compared to ancient love poetry, and you start to see all the angles on his face. And the Ming Dynasty costumes really suit him. He looks great. Great, okay? So when I'm watching him acting, I pretty much gave up any hope for great acting moments. I was just looking at, yeah, it's a good looking guy in Ming Dynasty costume. As for Wu Jingyan, I don't know, these days she just doesn't act with any of genuine emotions. She has a set of expressions that she uses for pretty much every scene. As the female lead of a big imperial court drama, she doesn't convince me of any of the things she does, but obviously part of that is also to do with the writing of the drama. If I get murdered by Wu Jingyan's fans for saying that, but really, why would anyone be fans of her acting? She really is like, in this drama, she's not there. She's not even in her character. I don't know, she's just physically present, but then not there. Then you definitely have to complain about the writing of this story, which is it's written by people who are not clever enough to string together a logical development line of any characters. It's like this moment, pops up, that moment pops up for each individual scenes. They have their goal of writing is like, we're gonna create this dramatic tension here, but then when you try to link them up, it's like, it does not make sense. When you string these episodes together, you don't see a coherent character. It really is like a fan fiction of Yanxi Palace, and this time trying to make Wei Yingluo and Fu Heng get together. The female leading role, every difficulty, every obstacles, every danger she runs into, she acts like, I know I'm gonna be fine because the script says so. I know I'm gonna be fine because I'm gonna be the empress at the end of the whole thing. And Empress Dowager, if they run further down the historical line of things, I can speak the worst thing I can speak under my particular circumstances, when in reality, if I do that, my head gets chopped off, but I can do it. And I know somebody either is gonna come to my rescue, or somehow it's just gonna be swept under the carpet because I'm the female lead. The writing is just so irresponsible. It's an empty shell drama that has a, relatively speaking, nicely presented outward decorative shell, but inside of it, it's fully, completely, totally empty. Honestly, there's no need for every drama to have a soul. God knows, so many humans in this world doesn't have a soul at all, so let alone a drama. 爽文, the type of web literature that just makes you feel, it's so exhilarating that my main characters can deal with all the challenges in their life and just rise to the top for no good reason. It makes me feel good. Unanimous negative reviews on China's internet about this drama. I think it's people basically hope too much for this type of drama. Once you turn your perspective, you know, it's like, it doesn't have to be a great work. Then somehow you liberate yourself and you can actually enjoy parts of the drama. I can already see like what part of the future plot is gonna make me feel enjoyable. So that's pretty much my opinion on this drama. At the end of this, I'll add a little bit extra thought about creating this type of dramas. One of the promotional slogan or the ideas that this drama is trying to put out is because it has a lot to do with cooking, kitchen, food, culinary art, and the enjoyment of that. It emphasizes a lot on the concept of 人间烟火, which is the smoke and fire of the human realm. Its extended meaning is really the secular things, the human life elements, the not sacred, the profane, the daily, the mundane existence of human life. But it has that energy of life. It has that nature of, even we only have little resources, we're still gonna make our life as good as we can. They would also add on, we promote Chinese culinary art as if it needs promoting. It's not like humans on this planet do not know Chinese people are crazy about cooking. But it's so wrong. When they're talking about 人间烟火, the moment you think about that word, it should be about normal people living very normal life. The vegetables they grow in their backyard, they don't have resources and money to buy crazy things. And then they still try to make everything presentable and enjoyable, and they try to have all those clever things that they put into to make an ordinary food delicious. That's what 人间烟火 is. And you tell me like a core drama where ruler of a nation who can take any resources they want, enslave thousands of people, serving them in the court just so that they can eat this and dress up like that. You tell me that represents 人间烟火. I'm like, you know, it's like the scriptwriters are not educated at all, and they probably haven't even managed to go deeper into the thinking part of the whole concept and how weird the court setting story and 人间烟火 are actually totally opposite. They're polar opposite concepts of things. Let alone they put it in Ming Dynasty, which in the earlier parts of the Ming Dynasty, one of the worst thing that dynasty does, and even till today, people would say it's one of the great sins that dynasty has committed, was killing all the concubines when the emperor dies. It kept running for a couple of emperors until it was after the son of this drama's Xu Kai's role. So during his time, when he died, actually 10 of his concubines got killed so that they can accompany him to the underworld. Fuck up things about Chinese history. After his son's generation, it finally got officially stopped. Think about how awful that is. So you put this type of concept of 人间烟火 into that particular part of the history. I don't think the people who make this drama ever thought that much about what they're doing. That's why this drama is, for me, Like, it's wrong on many levels. But then again, I would understand why certain parts of it is still enjoyable. I would watch this drama, parts of it, for the enjoyment of some of the things I've mentioned before. I hope it has been useful for you. If you haven't watched this drama and want to know whether it's something that you want to spend your time on, thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching. And happy cooking, if you happen to like it.